community member and a write-in candidate for the New Richmond School Board. As a father of a young daughter, Dom believes that parents should have a strong voice in the direction of their local schools. His decision to run comes from a commitment to ensuring that New Richmond remains one of the best places in Wisconsin to raise a family. Dom believes that schools should focus on strong academic outcomes, transparency with parents, responsible use of taxpayer dollars, and policies that protect the dignity, safety, and privacy of all students. He is committed to restoring common sense leadership and ensuring that school board decisions reflect the values of the families who live in the community. Dom is running as a write-in candidate alongside Mary Stevie and Christy Westland, who is on the ballot. That's upcoming April 7th to help bring accountability, transparency, and strong leadership to the New Richmond School Board. Let's give it up for Dom Ventura.
All right, thank you, Jolene, for the warm welcome. I do appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for making time to be out here today. I know that it's a Sunday. I know there's a lot of things we could be doing. But this is for our daughters. This is important. And I know for the fathers in the room, this is what we need to do to stand up as men. So we're here to do this and do it for our daughters and do it right. So, without further ado, my name is Dom Ventura, and I am a write-in candidate. I'm working as a write-in candidate because, in my personal capacity, because I didn't know what was happening. I wasn't aware of how bad things truly were. I knew that our test scores could have been a lot better. I knew that some of the woke agenda and some of the pervasive ideology from Minnesota was making our way into our community. However, I didn't know that it had gotten as bad as it did. Here in New Richmond, in our school district, and in our state overall, we have lower math, reading, and writing skills than the state of Mississippi. Let that sink in for a moment. Does that reflect school boards across the state that are doing the right thing and putting our children first? I'll let you decide on that. I knew that there was a lot more that could be done, but until the emergency school board meeting on January 29th, I had no idea that in my own backyard we had a unified liberal agenda focused on actively misinterpreting a long-standing federal precedent under Title IX to create a de facto bathroom policy that leaves the daughters of our community at risk in so many different ways. It leaves them at risk by letting biological males into their private spaces, their changing rooms, their bathrooms, their sports facilities. This is something that is not only a safety issue, a privacy issue, or a legal issue, but this is also a dignity issue. These are some of the girls in our community that are going through one of the most important parts of their life. They're growing up, they're becoming of age, they're going through their adolescence, and they're learning a lot about life themselves and their bodies. They need these private spaces to be able to grow, to be able to become who they want to be, and to be able to move into adulthood with dignity, the ability to self-actualize and have a great quality education and become thriving members of our community. I didn't realize that grown men on our board, elected leaders of our community, so to speak, would stoop so low as to call young women hateful and vitriolic for standing up for their need for private spaces and safety and comfort and respect. I didn't know about a coordinated effort among the current board going so far as to retain legal counsel that would mislead and advance a biased agenda and interpretation of the law, to go even further yet by using that interpretation of the law to pretend that this wasn't happening, to hide it from all, to use it as an excuse to not grant transparency to the parents and the taxpayers of this community. I had no idea it was that bad, because zero-cost policy solutions have been available for the last 2 years to best protect all of our students. Accommodations for the students that want to express their gender however they decide is best fit for them. Whether it's something that we agree with or not, there was a place for them to use the bathroom. They have the facilities. They have the things they need. They have the equal opportunity to do exactly what they need to do and be able to thrive and grow and learn and become who they need to be as well, right? But instead, our daughters are being told that they're now bigots, they're bullies, they're hateful for wanting their own spaces, which is the precedent that we all grew up under. Raise your hand if you had the opposite sex in your bathroom growing up. Well, it's weird. I asked the school board the same question, and none of them raised their hands either. I think there might be a reason for that. I think that common sense might dictate that you shouldn't have these people in the bathroom with young girls. It's not rocket science to me. Let's be very clear. This isn't about hate. This isn't about xenophobia. This isn't about exclusion. This is about safety. This is about privacy. This is about giving our daughters spaces that are for them, just as Title IX originally intended under Nixon. Everyone deserves to be treated fairly and have access to everything that they need. Like we said, they already do have that. However, as a father of a beautiful 4-year-old daughter who's learning and growing herself, I cannot fathom how allowing biological males into those female spaces makes any of that better for anyone. Logically, it doesn't make the trans students any safer. It doesn't make our daughters any safer or more comfortable, that's absolutely certain. And it puts the emotional needs of a slim portion of the population over the practical needs of the majority of our daughters in this community. Doesn't make sense. It simply isn't something that really it works for our community. It doesn't represent the town we live in. And this board, it's not representing who we are as parents, as fathers, as mothers. This board needs stalwart leadership. Our board should and can represent the majority of us. We're in one of the best Senate districts that was able to be represented by and elect Rob Staffschuld. We're in the 28th Assembly District. We were able to be represented by none other than Rob Krybik. And we're in the 7th Congressional District, where we're represented by Tom Tiffany. Yes. This is a place where conservatives can live and have their actual lives be represented by their representatives. And the school board should reflect that too. I believe in freedom. I believe in individuality. I believe in self-expression. I also believe that those critical parts of one's identity should not intercede upon the rights of others, or their privacy, or their safety. The only solutions I've heard from the current board are really involving throwing a lot of your hard-earned taxpayer dollars at the wall and seeing what might stick. Seeing if we could just pump out another $2 million and get a bunch of single-stall bathrooms and say, hey, we're doing our best to make it good for everyone. Well, that shows a major lack of responsibility and leadership to the people who make this community possible. You, the parents, the taxpayers, the homeowners, the business owners, the entrepreneurs that make New Richmond what it is. So parents, this is common sense. And this all has resulted in a direct investigation from the Department of Education's Civil Rights Office. The Federal Department of Education has gone so far, just like the other candidates have said, to confirm that you were all right. This is a travesty. It's not right for our daughters, it's not right for our community, and it's not right for our town. As a write-in candidate, we need you to be more diligent than you've ever been when you head to the polls. You have 3 votes, okay? And we need all 3 of them. I'm not going to pretend that this is going to be easy. We need to get every single one of you to get out there and write in myself, Dom Ventura, write in my running mate, Mary Stevie, and also write in actually vote for Christy because she's on the ballot. If we don't take the majority on this school board, if we only get 1 of these candidates in, 2 of these candidates in, we're going to get to a stalemate. We're not going to have what we need to progress forward and reverse these policies and set common sense back to where it needs to be, to protect your hard-earned taxpayer dollars, to make it so that our daughters have the dignity, respect, and private spaces that they deserve. So we need this majority, and you can make it happen with your 3 votes. We're on the precipice of a very slippery slope, and without your support, without you talking to your neighbor, talking to your friends, talking to your family, we might not get there. So join me, join Mary, and join Christy in electing common sense to the school board this April 7th. Yeah. Thank you.